Hey everybody, Pastor Darryl from DC Real Talk. I want to talk to you today briefly about long distance relationships. Can long distance relationships work? I think they can. I believe they can. Matter of fact, in some cases, I know they can. But you have to be very careful because there are a lot of variables that are involved. And if you're not careful, you can get caught up in a mess. Long distance relationships only work with two people who see something very special and know that there's something special about that particular person. Long distance relationships only work when both parties are open and honest with each other. Long distance relationships are perfect for those who plan on deceiving and have other stuff going on in their lives. Long distance relationships, people can hide a lot of things. I remember several people that told me that they were on Family Feud, Steve Harvey's show, said that, and this is nothing bad about him. I mean, when you're a movie star or an actor, people are on you all the time. So you need a break from people. You do need a break. But they say that, when the cameras are off, there's really no talking to Steve, unless he comes out, he comes out and does a routine to warm up the audience. But when the cameras are off, it's about Steve's life. He's a person, he's laid back. But when the cameras come on, now he's excited. He's a whole different person for the cameras. And that is equivalent to seeing somebody out of town. When you're in your presence, whether you're on video or you happen to see them, the cameras are on. They're live. When they're done, when they're not in your presence and they're back in their hometown, a lot of times the cameras are off and they're a completely different person. It's easy to hide a lot of things when you are not when they're not in your town and you're not in their town. You've got to be very careful. A lot of people play a lot of tricks. Another thing is, if the person lives out of town and the only thing that you have is your phone, text messaging, video, and if you can't get that person on the phone for long periods of time, and they have no reasonable, you're going to run out of explanations. If you're full of garbage, your explanations are going to wear out. And if they keep coming up with different explanations, after a while, you need to just add up the cost, add up what's going on, see what they're saying. A lot of times it's not making any sense because they have a different life and they're holding things. The other thing is, let me say this. When you meet somebody online, you're talking and talking and talking. Your mind is going crazy. Your thoughts are going crazy. The romance, you're going by the pictures. And it actually jump starts. That's not the word I want, but it actually, but it's similar to jump starting the sex. Usually those people who are engaged in long distance relationship end up having sex quicker than when you would be seeing somebody in town. Again, you're seeing somebody in town, you see them more often. But again, if you've been talking to this person, and all these romantic feelings, usually as soon as you hook up with them, bam. And usually that happens, and the next day or the next week or so, if they have some kind of conscience, they kind of sort of slow up. You'll hear from them for a little while, but they actually start slowing up in terms of talking to you. If they're a cruel person, you immediately don't hear anything from that person. They automatically change. Again, you got to be careful with long distance relationships. Usually there is an agenda. Somebody has an agenda. And for many people, many men in particular, it's just extra sex. And again, if they can keep what they got going on in their town and keep you, because you're not in the town, you don't know what they're doing. They keep you in the dark. So you need to watch that. Again, if you can't get them on the phone, hey, sweetheart, my daughter's saying hello. Hello, baby. I love you, honey. If you can't get them on the phone and they're making all kinds of excuses, They're not answering text messages. Just look for patterns. Look for patterns. Something's up, and I would not invest or waste too much time. Let me tell you, you have so much going on with you in a positive way. You don't even have to get anybody out of town. You don't even have to. You got it going on. You can get somebody right in your town where you can go right to the house, and boom, you know what's going on with them, and they can't have a secret life because you're right there in their town. So that's my tip for today. Tonight, meet me tonight, 10 p.m. I'm going to be live, and we're going to be kicking it, talking about where are the good men, part 2. Love you all. Davicchio, good to see you there. Love you all. Talk to you later.